A very warm welcome to today's edition of Money Moves. I am Melissa Enoch here at the FMDQ studios in Lagos. On the show. All right, let's tee off with your news now. Coca-Cola HBC has agreed to acquire a 75% stake in Coca-Cola Beverages Africa for 2.6 acquire the remaining 25% stake in CCBA within 6 years. MTN Group has become the first African mobile operator to surpass 300 million customers, achieving this milestone ahead of its Ambition 2025 target. The Johannesburg-based telecoms giant announced the feat in its Ambassadors Appreciation Dinner on the 17th of October, marking 3 decades since its launch. MTN's customer base has grown from 120.9 million in 2010 to 300 million in 2025, reflecting its expanding footprint across 16 markets in Africa and beyond. In Kenya, the Equity Group today launched its 2024 Sustainability Report, highlighting progress in green finance, social impact, and responsible business practices across its markets. The report showcases the group's commitment to environmental stewardship, financial inclusion, and sustainable economic growth. Let's take a listen.
Equity Group has and will continue standing ready to play its part, locally embedded and contextually grounded among our people, yet globally connected and influential. We are building bridges between the African's potential and global capital, between local innovations and international best practices, between community empowerment and planetary sustainability. We choose to anchor sustainability at the core of our business. At Equity Group, sustainability is not an add-on. It is our strategic compass. It points to our true north. It is embedded in our governance, our leading, and our culture as our third engine. It guides how we invest, who we partner with, and how we measure success. Our African Recovery and Resilience Plan is our pathway to resilience and transformation. The African Recovery and Resilience Plan, as we fondly call it ARRP, remains our blueprint for inclusive transformation. Anchored on a three-engine model, we are taking bold, forward-looking steps to translate our vision into action through several initiatives. In 2024, we deepened the integration of sustainability across our operations at our trio-engine model, our commercial, social, and sustainability engines. When we look at our commercial engine, we see it driving productivity and enterprise growth from micro, small, and medium enterprises to manufacturing through borrowing, investing, insuring, moving, and savings, our business model. When we look at our social engine, powered by Equity Group Foundation, we see investment in people through education, health, enterprise, food, and agriculture.
In earnings news, Transcorp Hotels PLC has reported strong third quarter and 9-month results for 2025, supported by higher revenue and profit growth. For the third quarter ended September, sales rose to 24.74 billion naira from 18.77 billion naira a year earlier, while net income increased to 6.15 billion naira from 3.62 billion naira. For the 9-month period, sales grew to 72.31 billion naira from 48.49 billion last year, and net income climbed to 14.84 billion naira from 10.26 billion naira. Basic and diluted earnings per share rose to 1.45 from 1.00 a year ago. In Guinea, the Republic has completed a major GDP rebasing, showing a 51.2% increase in economic output, according to the National Institute of Statistics. The exercise, supported by the IMF, World Bank, African Development Bank, and Afrostat, updated the base year from 2006 to 2018 and expanded sector coverage from 34 to 104 branches. The new methodology incorporates data from agriculture, the informal sector, remittances, and the digital economy, providing a more accurate picture of Guinea's economic structure. In other news, the West African Development Bank has raised 1 billion euros through a 15-year bond issuance on the international capital market, marking a new milestone for the regional lender. The issue attracted strong demand, with orders reaching 2.7 billion euros, allowing the bank to tighten pricing by 35 basis points and set a final coupon of 6.25%. Finally, on news now, the 2025 Africa Bar Association Annual Conference officially opens today in Ghana, bringing together legal experts, policymakers, and thought leaders from across the continent. The week-long gathering sets the stage for in-depth dialogue and collaboration to advance justice, governance, and the rule of law in Africa. Let's now pay attention.
The challenge before us is not merely economic, but moral and legal. How to protect Africa's resources, rights, and dignity while welcoming fair and transformative investment. We must seize the opportunity to reform our legal systems, strengthen judicial independence, and promote accountability. As lawyers, our duty is not to assign blame, but to build bridges between investors and communities, between governments and citizens, ensuring that partnerships are shaped by dignity, not desperation. It is interesting that the conference with such a theme is being held in Accra, Ghana. May we remind you that on March 6, 1957, Ghana made history as the first African nation south of the Sahara to gain independence. The purpose of that was to free ourselves economically. The fact that we are discussing this topic means that there is more to be done. Today, Africa has taken a monumental step forward by signing the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. It is now incumbent upon us as lawyers to champion this cause and ensure it is fully and effectively implemented for the benefit of all Africans.
And that's it on News Now for today. I am Melissa Enoch. The show returns shortly with Grace at the archives room, giving us our markets round just after the break. Stick around. Welcome back to Money Moves. Let's now go over to Grace for today's markets round. Hello there, Grace. What are the markets saying today?
Thank you, Melissa. Let's now track how the markets are wrapping up trading for the day, starting off with equities. It's a mixed trading day for the African equities, with major markets closing on the positive. In Nigeria, the NGX rose 1.01%, leading regional gains, while Cote d'Ivoire's BRVM is 0.26% to 333.16. The Johannesburg Stock Exchange fell 2.33% to settle at about 109,000. While in North Africa, Morocco's MASI led regional gains up 1.45%, and the AGX 30 closed on the negative, down 0.73%. And in Kenya, the Nairobi Securities Exchange edged up 0.75% to 177.72. Let's do a quick round on some of the Pan-African currencies. The rand strengthened 0.71% to 17.38 per dollar, while the naira was little changed at 1,465.23. The CFA franc famed 0.51% to 564.34, and the Moroccan dirham rose 0.27%. The Egyptian pound slipped 0.12%, while the Kenyan shilling was steady at 129.23. Let's switch into the commodities data deck, beginning with energy prices. Brent crude was up 0.13% to $61.09 a barrel, and US WTI gaining 0.68% to $57.91. Natural gas advanced 0.56% to $3.41, while Arabian gasoline slipped 0.32% to $1.82 as of 13:25 GMT. And finally, two metals prices. Gold retreated 3.41% to $4,210.60 an ounce, while platinum slumped 5.62%. Copper fell 1.14% to $4.97 per pound, and aluminium declined 0.94% as at 13:42 GMT. And that's our Money Moves market today. Back to you, Melissa.
Grace, thank you very much for those market updates. And that's it on today's edition of Money Moves. From all of us here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching and bye for now.